If a picture speaks 1,000 words, then there are volumes to be spoken in this cathedral.
The little church in 1900, we have the blessing of our first Ukrainian bishop in 1912, and then our cathedral. And we just celebrated 100 years of the visitation of our first Ukrainian Catholic bishop last year.
It's been 100 years since the first Ukrainian Catholic bishop visited Winnipeg's North End. The story is forever framed in these walls, along with the 35 other stained glass windows depicting stories of the Bible, church settlement, and its patron saints.
This is a spiritual, majestic cathedral, and I have been told that people, when they go to work, they pass it by, and when they come back from work, they pass it by, but they never have a chance to actually come in and see the cathedral.
The cathedral itself was erected on McGregor Street in 1951, but it hasn't always been this ornate.
Before 1960, this church was all white, except for when it was opened in 1951 for the stained glass window of St. Vladimir and Olga behind this icon screen and the rose window on top of the choir loft.
Those two stained glass windows would soon be joined by others, 16 of which were done by the late Leo Mole. More than a dozen different artists have contributed over the years, and each stroke is based out of the generosity of the cathedral's parishioners.
And I remember coming as a little child, and we would have our major collection, and then we'd have another collection just to pay off the pews. And that was paid off with coins, and it did get paid off, and these are still the original pews from when the church was put in. All our Ukrainian Catholic churches are built towards the east because the sun rises from the east, and Christ is the light and the sun of our life.
Christ was absent from the Ukrainian narrative until Olga of Kiev was baptized in 957 AD. She is revered for setting the wheels in motion, and her grandson Vladimir for establishing the faith. Today, the two are depicted throughout this cathedral and on the icon screen that protects its sanctuary.
We always have the royal doors, which are open before the service begins. We have Jesus, we have a martyr usually in the middle door, and the patron saint on one side. We have our Blessed Mother, an angel, and St. Olga on the other side.
These walls and windows are absolutely storied with history, from the beginnings of Christianity itself to its introduction to 10th century Ukraine and finally settling here in Winnipeg. And the story continues with all the renovations that are happening in this building and with introductions of new pieces like the chandelier that was just introduced this past Christmas. For Go Winnipeg, I'm Kim Kasher.